Thank you, Audible, for sponsoring today's video. Gather the family for storytime magic with Audible. Listen to imaginative, heartwarming, and festive stories, original podcasts, and more brought to life by incredible performers. Enjoy brand new Audible originals like The Cinnamon Bear and exclusives like The Christmas Pig by J.K. Rowling. Fire up modern classics like Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone and so many more all-time favorites. Now's the time to listen together. Go to audible.com/family listening. Listen now, only from Audible. Great little thing. I was telling Brooklyn about Audible and she's like, Mom, I just downloaded Audible to check and see what they have. So great little things that you can listen to different things, just kind of a neat way if some of you don't enjoy reading, like a physical copybook to be able to put in your earbud and listen to things. So go check that in the link in the description below. Hey guys, hope you're having a great day. Today is Wednesday. Happy Wednesday morning to you. I hope that your morning is going well. Today, kind of a dreary, rainy December day in my household, and I thought this will be a good day to get a few staples done and make some gifts for people in my community, or you can do this for teachers' gifts, you can do this for workers in your community, for family, anything, and that's what we're going to focus on today. The things that we make today are things that you can make plenty of time early that will store for a while, and you're not going to have to worry about like making them last minute so they don't get dry or anything like that. These are things that can last for a long time, things that we've been making for a long time and enjoy having. So let's get into making some wonderful DIY homemade treat, gifts, foods, snacks, however you want to label it. Okay, let's go. Okay, the first thing I'm gonna mix up is hot cocoa mix. This is really simple. We put it in a little container like this and left it over here on the little bar. I'm gonna make a huge amount. We store it in this big giant glass jar. So I made this last year and actually poured a little of my chai tea in there. Kids are like, it smells like tea, because I poured a little bit of that in there. So put the recipe on the screen, just mix it up in a bowl, use a whisk, mix it up. You can put these in little baggies and twist them up, put some hot, like marshmallows in there to give away. I also dehydrated marshmallows last year, which was really neat because they're kind of crunchy, and put those in the bags. Put a candy cane with it. Oh, very easy way to making this taste really, really good. Or go to Hobby Lobby. I think these were, the price is still on it. These were $7. They were like $3.50. You can get this, but you can get a whole bunch of other kinds that are, just as inexpensive, and give as gifts with a little peppermint spoon or any kind of, marshmallow. You can do like the chocolate dip spoons with marshmallows on top. Anything you want, I'll put the recipe on the screen. All right, that is so simple to mix up, easy, inexpensive. You can make a whole lot of this for so cheap. And then all you do is do some hot water. I did set my Keurig here, and you're gonna take a couple scoops, do a couple good tablespoons in there, and then I'm gonna mix it up and we'll make some delicious hot cocoa. All right, hot cocoa. Look how fun that is. If I was a kid or even adult that loves hot cocoa, here you go. So chocolatey, so creamy. You gotta add your powdered sugar in there and your coffee creamer. Delicious, delicious. All right, I'm gonna sip on this. Let's mix up. The next thing is gonna be chai tea. This is another great thing to make and give away as gifts because chai tea is expensive. I remember going to the store and buying it, and it was packets. They were like almost $1 a packet. They're probably cheaper now, but so simple to make at home. Let me get all the ingredients out and show you how to make it. All right, so I've got a humongous, that was a whole big giant jar of hot cocoa. This will last a long time in our family. It seems like I made a couple of these last year, and then I made one at the end, and then they just didn't eat any hot cocoa until like the next, like just now, and so they've been drinking all of this up. So for homemade chai tea, you're gonna need the non-fat dry milk. This is just the dry milk here. You're gonna need coffee, like creamer here. You're also gonna need unsweetened iced tea. I found this at Walmart. Now, last year they didn't sell this at Walmart. I had to go like to Ingles, like a specialty, like a more of a chain grocery store, I guess. But Walmart did sell this one. So make sure it's unsweetened tea, because this is what you need. And then you need vanilla coffee creamer here, and then I do in mine a little bit of ginger, do powdered ginger, and you're supposed to put cloves. I don't do cloves. You can. And I believe like the original real one should be, I'm going to say it's cardamom. Is that the name of it? I think that's it. But I don't do either of those. So I'm doing nutmeg, and then I'm also going to do cinnamon in mine. Again, mix this up in a bowl. I'm going to use the same bowl. I didn't wash it out because I don't want to have to make sure it's really dry. Stir it up. We'll mix it with water. We'll make one. It'll be so, so good. I promise. If you haven't made chai tea before, make some. This is so good, so inexpensive to make. So what I did is I had that whole container of tea. If you saw me measure, I doubled the recipe on the screen, and then there was a little bit extra, so I added a little bit extra of all my ingredients to make it so, because we won't use unsweetened tea for anything else in our household, or even the vanilla coffee creamer, we won't use that. We could use it in our coffee, I guess, but I just used it up, so that's why I poured a little bit. So the regular size one, it makes about 2 times this recipe. And then pull the label off. You can probably get this off too. I was just not about to pick this up, and you can store it in here. I have this, and I also have a big giant, like a pickle jar or glass big giant gallon jug from like whatever, pickles, sauerkraut, whatever was in there. So just gonna stir this up, and then I'm gonna put this into the containers, and I'm gonna mix up a cup to show you how delicious it tastes. And to make, you just have your cup of hot water and take a couple scoops in here. So good. Make it once, you will love it. Right here, delicious, delicious. Look at that. It's real good. Chai tea is really good. Very good. So you can put that, give that again as a gift. Put it in little containers to give to your neighbors, to your friends. You can make a whole lot of this for super cheap, way less expensive than in the grocery store. So let me put these away. I'm gonna put this over by my coffee over here, and then we'll move on to something else. Now there's one more drink mix that I used to make, but I don't make it because I don't like drink a lot. I'll drink some, but just not a ton, so I won't make it. It's called Russian, I think it's Russian tea or friendship tea mix. That's like the kind, but it has in it, look at my ingredients here. It has sugar, tang, orange drink, lemon sweetened tea mix, red hots, cloves, and cinnamon. I'll put the recipe right here on the screen. Friendship tea recipe. This is really good too. I just don't really like the sweetness of it. It's good. People love it. I have a girlfriend that just absolutely loves it. It's just not my favorite, but it does taste good. I'll do like a cup, and that'll be okay. So you can make those 3 drinks really easy and inexpensively for people. So let's go make another thing. Okay, well, another thing I'm gonna do is homemade bread. Now, you can make your own homemade bread from scratch, but you can also do the frozen bread dough. I think you can get a whole bag of these. I think there's 5 loaves in a bag for like less than $5 or less than $1 a loaf. These are great gifts to add to your packages to give as like a hostess gift or just a neighbor gift. It doesn't, like I said, it comes out perfect. You don't have to worry about it going dry. It's perfect. So I'm gonna spray my pan, put this in here, stick it in my oven on the bread proof function, because mine's frozen solid because I didn't get it out. So I'm gonna get this going, then we'll move on to something else just because this needs to get going before my video finishes. Another great inexpensive gift you can make is potpourri balls. So I saw these a long time ago. Who's the family? I think it's called 5 to Love. They have like the quintuplets. I think it's quintuplets. And she made these one time, and I thought that's really neat. So I started making those. They're so great, and they smell delicious. You just need some oranges. You need some cranberries. You need some cinnamon sticks and rosemary. Or if you have like a real pine tree from your Christmas tree, you can use that. But the rosemary is good because it smells like pine. And then I got allspice. You can get cloves, but allspice, I had to Google it because cloves were like $9 at my store where I was looking, and I was like, eh. So I Googled the difference between whole allspice and cloves. These had a little bit more of a smokier smell, and I like these better. It actually smells like a good candle. So I'm gonna use these ones. You also can use cellophane paper, like the clear wrapping paper basically. I could not find that anywhere in my local store. So I was like, I could have ordered some on Amazon, but I'm like, I'm gonna use plastic wrap for mine. We're gonna see how this goes. So basically put it out, put all the ingredients in it, and then you can tie it up real nice, put a little instructions like, you know, slice the orange and put it in a pot full of water and let it simmer all day. It smells so, so good. I'll put one out for me right now, I'll show you how you make it, and then we'll put them together for gifts. Then what you do is put this on your stove to simmer. Make sure you turn the right burner on. This will smell so good all day in your kitchen. You can also put it like in a crock pot if you have, or even like one of those smaller simmering one. But great way to it just smells so good in here. So I'm gonna mix a bunch of these up, put them together for gifts for like a neighbor, anything, a librarian, your postal worker, teachers, friends, a hostess gift. Any of those would work great for this because it smells so delicious. Delicious. Okay, since my plastic wrap isn't gonna be very big, I'm gonna do one long ways and one this way, and then I'll meet them in the middle. Okay, I was not liking how that was looking with the plastic wrap. Very sad. So I'm like, I gotta have some. I went in my closet and found clear cellophane. This is what you need. I must have had extra from last year. Thank you, good Lord, because this just does not look good. Let's put this on the clear cellophane. It looks a whole lot better, not plastic wrap. Let's do that all over again. Out with plastic, in with cellophane. Okay, so I had to roll it back and forth to see how much you actually get out of a roll. So you're gonna get 4 of these out of there. I think that's gonna work. That's gonna work. So 4, I just folded it back and forth, 4 out of 1 roll of it. That's okay. So get a couple rolls if you're gonna do more. Let me cut this in the side, and then we will put the first one on, and it'll look so much better. So much better. Right here, use the cellophane. Let's make 3 more. The next thing we're gonna make is some homemade peanut brittle. Yes, this is really good to make and a great gift to give because it's something you don't usually get, and it's really easy to make a bunch of this and put it like in a Ziploc bag and you have a complete circle, because we're gonna make it in pie tins. So all you do to your pie tins right here, spray them. Spray them very well. So take it and spray this. Don't be stingy with the spray. Spray, because you don't want this sticking. Then what you're gonna do is we're gonna mix up our carob syrup, which is like a light corn syrup right here, sugar, and a little bit of water in a saucepan. And we're gonna have to put a candy thermometer in it. You want to make sure you get a candy thermometer. Don't do this with a candy thermometer, it won't work. You'll come out with some like hard stuff or not soft enough, and it's just worth, like you can do a whole testing of taking out, putting in water and getting this check-in stages. Just buy a $3 thermometer, it'll save your life. So what you're gonna do, you're gonna put this on your pan right here, and then you're gonna put in your bowl. Let's see, you're gonna put in 2 cups of sugar, and then it's a half a cup, I'm getting all my stuff I want to talk to you, of the corn syrup. Basically, it's liquid sugar. Not even opened yet. Put in half a cup of this. And then you're gonna add half a cup of water, and then we're gonna put it over here on the stove, and we're gonna bring it to a boil. And it'll turn golden brown. It's about 15 minutes. Let me get a half a cup of water. So I've got this boiling over here, this simmering. So this you're gonna put here. It's gonna take, you're just gonna stir it up. So now while this is getting heated up, make sure that the thermometer doesn't touch the very bottom of your pan, because then it's touching the burner versus your candy. So this is just gonna, you'll be able to stir it here. It'll get liquefied. It's all sugar. Then you need to get your next ingredients ready. So measure out 1.5 cups of peanuts. Stick it over here. That's what I do with mine. Let me slide you over here. 1.5 cup of peanuts here. My butter, you have to cube it up. So I just cut it up. And then I've got baking soda right here. Let me put this over here. Let me clean up my mess. Because when this is done boiling, you hurry up and take it off, put it over here, and then stir in your butter. It'll melt real quick with your baking soda. It'll foam out. And then you're going to add your peanuts mixed up, and you pour it in a pan real quick. It's an easy, really delicious. People will be like, oh my goodness, this is so good. I know, you made it. It's going to be a great homemade gift. So this is really easy. Just let it boil away. You can stir. You don't have to stir. It's not like the pudding where you have to stir it all the time or it burns, but this is just in a real good way. Let it boil. You can sit and like watch it do its thing, and then when it's go time, when you got to add everything, that's when you have to worry about it. So what are some homemade gifts that you guys make that don't require, like, I mean, this is food right here, but just things you can make besides, how about like besides cookies? Because everybody makes cookies, right? So what kind of things do you make that are just a little bit different than the normal gift of cookies to everybody? I always like to do that because I feel like everybody gets cookies. Not everybody, but a lot of people that we see, they just kind of get the same thing from people. So I thought if we do something a little bit different, just to, you know, change it up a little bit, how that helps that. This is already boiling. Wow. This is already going. It's already at 200 degrees. So let this boil. This is going right here. Look at that, simmering away right there. Smells like Christmas in here. How good. And the day is going great. And then my bread is in the oven. Let me check that. It was frozen solid, so I don't know how fast that's going to thaw. Okay. Frozen salad. I don't know if I'll even get that on here, but hopefully I'll get it made out here and show you the delicious bread. But you can do is make flavored butter to go with it. So take some butter, which I have took out over here, let it sit for a little bit so it gets soft, and then whip it together, and you can add honey to it. Make a honey butter is really good. You can do the everything bagel topping inside there, mix up. That's just so good. We went to a really expensive restaurant, and they had like their different butters, and one was like truffle butter, and I had to laugh because I'm like, it's just whipped butter, like really whipped with the everything bagel topping in it. But it was so good. So, all right, let's stir this. Look at that. Well, this is flying here. So we're doing good. Just got to get to 340 degrees. Okay, so 340 comes out. You put your butter in and your baking soda. Bubbles up. You just stir it, stir it, stir it. Stir away, and I should show what it looks like. I will the next time. I wasn't hurrying and it was already done. I was like, oh, I gotta get it over here. Let your butter melt, and then when it's melted, then you can add your peanuts to it. All right, we're pouring in the pans here. That was one recipe. I'm going to do this other one right now. This is my girlfriend Marie's recipe. I'm going to mix it up in here. Okay, that recipe was the Food Network's recipe, so I put that one first. It's not bad. It's a little thicker. We'll try it when it's done. This recipe is my good friend Marie. Marie from Michigan. She made this and gave me some, and I said, it is so good. So I got the recipe. I'm gonna make this one and see. Sometimes when I haven't made some over the years, I'm like, let me look up and see if there's, you know, a different recipe because they're on the internet. But this, you do put the recipe on the screen for this one, snapshot, so I make sure I do that when I make it. And you just do it a little bit differently because you cook it and you add your peanuts in here. You usually add Spanish peanuts. I couldn't find those anywhere. They're in a bag. Usually like random, like I was thinking Big Lots would have them. They're just, I don't know, Spanish peanuts. I didn't have any Walmart, Ingles, Big Lots. I looked everywhere, Dollar General, nobody had it. So I just had to get roasted party peanuts. So basically I'm gonna cook this up. I'm gonna put the peanuts in here, and then when you do it, it'll kind of cook the peanuts and you'll smell the flavor and it'll be delicious. So let's just keep boiling this. I feel like this one's gonna, I feel like this one's gonna go a whole lot better. So this one you have to watch, it goes to 250 degrees. So we're almost there. It says to stir continue. I put it in the same pan, and so the other sugar just kind of remelted. I feel like this one's just gonna go better. So let's see. At 250, then you're gonna add the peanuts in and a pat of butter. Oh, I added my butter there. Oh, you added another pat of butter. I need another pat of butter. Let me get a knife. And remember the butter. Be very generous. Don't be stingy. Let's see. We're almost there. Okay, got my pat of butter ready, my recipe in my hand. Stir, stir, stir. We're almost to it. We're at the softball stage. How good. Don't you like making candies are always like on it? You have to be on it right away. You miss a step, it's bad. I know like we've done taffy before, like the pull taffy way back in the day. It's been a long time since I've done candies. So, but this is good. Peanut butter is good. I feel like Marie's recipe is gonna win. I don't know, Food Network, you're okay, but I feel like Marie, you got this one figured out. We're almost there. Boiling, boiling, hold on. All right, here we go. I'm at the 250. I'm going to add peanuts and the pat of butter. I'm adding 3 cups there. Let's see. Pat of butter with my fingers. All right, stir this up. And then it says to continue cooking it, and you'll kind of smell the peanuts. You'll think they burned, but they didn't. It's just that they're at the next stage. So put this in here, stir it up. Like this one's gonna be way better. All right. And then cook it until it becomes a dark caramel color. You'll smell the peanuts change, and it's your best guide. Thought I burned them. I know it's the smell normal. It's about 9 minutes. So let's see, 11:55. That's where we'll go from there. Turn off the heat. Add your soda, butter, salt mixture. It's gonna rise up. And then we're gonna add it to our pans. Okay, Marie, this is gonna be the winner. I like Marie's peanut brittle better, but I'll show both of them. It helps to have 2 people with you. If you have someone that can help you like slowly shimmy the pans to kind of get the stuff to go without getting any air bubbles. If you crack it down, it'll get too many air bubbles in it. But the first batch here, this one's already hard right here. So this one, we'll crack it in a minute when these other ones cool. And then these will just pop right out. Look at they'll pop right out of the thing. They're not done yet. Let them sit for a few more minutes. Pop them out, and that's gonna be good. All right, my bread is still going. It's not even ready yet. So I'm gonna mix up some honey butter and show you how easy this is. A great way you can do it for others and make as a gift. So honey butter is really easy. It's just something easy and delicious. Take a stick of butter. I'm using the stick that I took my pat off. I'm gonna put it in a measuring cup and mix it in there just because of the ease. I'm only gonna put one little, get that in there. One little, make sure it's kind of soft too. One little beater on my hand mixer here. And then you add honey to it. That's it. Just whip it up, mix it up, make it, the fluffier the better. You can also do, like I said, whip it up first and add like everything bagel seasoning on top would be another delicious thing to add. You can probably Google flavored butters, and there's probably a ton out there that you can do. This is just something really neat you can do with the bread that you're going to give as well. Okay, so my peanut brittle is all nice and good. Let me show you. This is the one from the Food Network recipe, and this is the one from Marie's recipe. So we're gonna sample it. I'm gonna let you know like which one is better. Gotta just break it. Let me break it and then we'll see. All right, Food Network recipe. Okay, that one was fine. Tastes good. Let's try Marie's recipe. Okay, both those recipes taste exactly the same. But what I would go for is color. So this one's the Food Network, this one is Marie's. So it's a little bit browner. I think if you cook your peanuts in there, it's gonna look like this. So this recipe is the first one I did. This is the second one I did, but these are good, delicious. So what I know for me, what she did, she just took the entire, this and put it in a gallon Ziploc bag and then put it in a gift. What a great idea. And then the recipient can break it and do it. So that's a really neat way. You just keep them just like this. Stir them all up. Perfect. So then today I will put those in a bag to keep them nice, and then I have these ones out and people will eat those. So the only other thing I have left is my bread, and the bread is rising in the oven still in here. The bread will be delicious. You can wrap it up in plastic wrap, cover the whole thing really good, stick it in a bag. So what I would do is with these gifts is I would take a big bag, which I have, and I would put in there the flavored butter, and I would put a loaf of bread in there, and then I would put a bag of this peanut brittle in there. Then I'd put a little smelly thing in there, the little potpourri thing in there, and then I'd also take my gingerbread person, tie a string around it, and put that in the bag as well with it. And then you have a nice variety of treats. You can also put a little container of hot cocoa and some of the chai tea in there. You made a whole bunch of DIY gifts. You can make a ton of that for somebody for super inexpensive way to be a blessing to those around you. It doesn't take much to make something extra and give to somebody. People think, oh, I have to have a lot of money. No, you don't. You can actually just make a loaf of bread. Even a homemade loaf of bread is really inexpensive, and like make some soup. Soup is inexpensive. There's a lot of those dry soup mixes that are inexpensive to make, and you can put those in a nice jar and give those to somebody. Just something nice from the heart is always good to do, to show some extra love, show a little bit of caring, show a little bit of appreciation to those that are around you, especially like your workers in your community. I know that focus on like your librarian, she's working there, she's there. Your fire department, they're there working. Your police department, they're there working. Your post office, they're doing a whole lot of work. I know for us, people like that work in your community. We have a store here in our community. It's the only one in our area, and thank goodness they have that, because then it supplies us with things that we need, you know, instead of driving a half hour to go get the things we need. So think of those around you in your community. Your neighbors, do you have neighbors? I have some neighbors close to me, so we'll take those to our neighbors and bless them with those gifts as well. So something small, something easy, doesn't take a lot of time. I got it done in a few hours today, and I did a whole lot of neat things to be able to share with others. So, all right, I am done for the day. So you guys have a fantastic rest of your day. I'm talking fantastic rest of your day. Think today, who can I be a blessing to? What is something that I can do that doesn't require much? Maybe you don't have much money. There's something you can do. There's always something you do. Think of things that you can gather up from your home, that gather your fragments from your home, that you can do to be able to be a blessing to someone else this holiday season. All right, have a beautiful rest of your day, and I will see you guys again tomorrow with another video. I'll see ya. Bye.